Y'all know what's worse than a mother-in-law that won't leave? A pull rope that won't let go of your shoulder. That's exactly what happened to Miss Nicole. She bought herself a beautiful 1957 18 horsepower Johnson Seahorse, and that pull rope was about to send her to the chiropractor. So today I'm giving you 3 things. Number 1, every part that you need. Number 2, the full wiring diagram, wire for wire. And number 3, the actual moment when she fires up with that new electric start system. Now, I don't normally do these conversions, but Nicole talked me into it, and I'm glad I did, because I get a chance to show you how to do an electric start upgrade on these Johnson Seahorses. If I don't do that, then that method dies forever. So let's get started. On how to upgrade 1957 18 horsepower Johnson to electric start. Had a customer named Nicole who contacted me looking for somebody to upgrade a 18 horsepower Johnson she bought, having trouble pulling the rope on an 18, so she wanted electric start. I don't normally do that, but I decided in this case to try to help her out, so I did. I got it all upgraded, so I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to give you part numbers, show you the wiring diagram, everything you need to upgrade the 18 horsepower Johnson to electric start. So if everybody's ready, here we go. All right, here she is. Nicole's got a beautiful 1957 Johnson 18 horsepower here. She brought to me, and I got her upgraded for electric start. Now, before we get started, I just want to make you all aware that they did make a harness for this. It's actual cables that came to a female harness right here. Then they had a male part that would plug into it to go down to the battery, the solenoid, and the start switch. I couldn't find that part. It was very expensive too, if I could have found it. So option B was to hardwire everything in there, and I did get some heat shrink that I'm going to try to put around these wires to try to pretty it up for her. But we decided, her and I, to go with option B and do it, so I got it all wired. I'm going to give you the part numbers first for everything you need, and then I'm going to go through the wiring and show you how to wire it up. Alright, so the first thing you have to do is replace the flywheel. Alright, they make a ring that you can add to the existing flywheel that provides these teeth that grab onto the starter gears. I went ahead and got her the whole flywheel off of eBay. Part number for that is 580231. Got that off of eBay for about $100. All right. And the next thing you got to do is you have to add the starter. All right. So to do that, you have to take the existing bracket off. And I bought her a new starter with the bracket. That part number is 175019. A little over $300 for that part. Okay, so once you got that, you're going to need a solenoid, all right, to activate the power to the flywheel. All right, so there's the solenoid. I got that off of eBay. That is a Sierra, part number 18-5087. All right, and then you're also going to need a start switch. Now, I use this start switch. I got that at Tractor Supply, and the part number for that is 67-722. Okay, then of course you're going to need some cabling and a battery. All right. So the way you wire that up is you take the positive lead of your battery and you run it to one side of the solenoid. Then you take the other side of the solenoid and you wire it up to the only post that is on the starter right there. Alright, then you take the ground side of the battery and you run it up to anywhere is on this motor to ground it. And that's the ground. Alright, so for the starter to be activated, this solenoid has to close and pass voltage to that, and these two terminals right here are wired through the start switch. So you take the negative pulse with the black wire and run it to this side of the solenoid. And then you take the red side, the positive, and you run it to the switch and then out of the switch over to this side of the solenoid. Okay? And when you depress the start switch, the contacts make inside here and allow the voltage to pass through to the starter. I'm going to demonstrate it right now. Alright, so that is all the part numbers and how to wire it up to create an electric start. Now in this case, I think Nicole says she has a handy husband who does carpenter work, so I've got this little bracket off at the lumber yard store and screwed it on here for this to fit in. And this thing screws on here, so I assume that she can screw this onto her transom, set her battery down right here, and she'll have it all set ready to go. Okay, prettied her up, put heat shrink on all the cables best I could, try to make it look as neat as I could. Got her in a barrel now, let's see if she'll start. Yes, sir. It's all good. I'll put the cover back on, the silencer, the plate, the cover, the rewind starter, and let Nicole know that her motor is ready, upgraded to electric start. And there she is. No more wrestling with that rope. Just getting her started with the push of a button. That's understanding your motor and understanding the power of the knowledge of doing the electric start conversion. That's what T-Mike University is built on. If you want that knowledge, that satisfaction of knowing everything you need to know about these motors and you can't figure it out, just call me. My phone number is down in the description of every video, and I always answer my phone. If this video saved you a trip to the chiropractor, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend. We're not just fixing motors, we're keeping the whole hobby alive, one Johnson at a time. So go start something.